Oh, yes, yes, yes. Happiness is indeed free. And of course, just like the song says, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, you deserve the right to feel amazing today and, of course, to feel free from every stressful happening across 2025 up to this point. All right, so yes, so relieve yourself because right here on Volt Express you are very much welcome to another spunky, spicy, electrifying Tuesday on Volt Express, the show that carries you from lunch break to greatness. I remain your everlasting taker OGO, your pilot one on Volt Express on Volt 104.3 FM, flying this entertainment aircraft at full speed from now till 2:55 p.m. If you're hearing my voice right now, congratulations. You're tuned into greatness. And I mean that absolutely, all right? We're going to dive right into the music scene straight away so I can come back and give you all this amazing rundowns of the most exciting shows happening across the world in Nigeria and of course in our beautiful city, Enugu as well. Lovely, lovely times ahead. We're going to be kicking off with Roses by 4x4 leading the charge and letting us know what really matters. Life sometimes can smell like lemons, oranges, pineapples, but today it's definitely smelling like roses. And of course, next is Superman. Yeah, so for all my Clark Kent and Lois Lane all around Nigeria. Oh, yes, you heard that one. This song is definitely for you and it's titled Too Short and he's featuring none other than All Star. Next is No Shaking by the man of the hour himself, Two-Face Innocent Idibia. And next, I'm hearing I Know They Here by Too Black, just for you. And yeah, so this guy, true, you know they hear, like he goes back and forth with this amazing music, keeps on giving us bangers from bangers and letting us know what's really popping across the world. Yeah, so he's letting us know there's a lot happening and he's not hearing any of that. So yes, stay with me now. Too Black will be coming up. Next we have No Love in Lagos. We've heard the rumors about how Lagos dating life can be tedious and a lot of people have given up on love. A lot of girlfriends lost their boyfriends. A lot of boyfriends lost their girlfriends. Well, Wonder Button is letting us know with reaffirmation that's true, yeah? All the rumors you heard about No Love being in Lagos could possibly be true. Next, we have Hail Mary. And yeah, so this one is by Tupac Machiavelli. And you know why the song is so special? Because he has a name that resembles the iconic Tupac Shakur. And because of that, whenever we hear somebody that has a similar resemblance with an icon, we just want to tune in. And of course, with this one, he's letting us know Hail Mary is leading the charge. Oh, yes. So stay with me. Tupac Machiavelli is coming hard with Hail Mary. And next we have Banga by Banga, Banga by Banga by Big Tims. Because today is surely a banger-filled Tuesday just for you. And yes, so don't worry, I did not forget about all the amazing people that showed up yesterday to the Upper Festival. And I'm seeing so many of them right now on our YouTube Volt Express channel. Yes, we are very much live as well. And of course, Oyechekwa Cecilia, big shout out to you for gracing us with your presence yesterday. And the rest of you out there who showed up and showed out. Wow, y'all really know how to turn up in this city. Anyways, let's go right into it with all these amazing songs and more. Stay tuned, don't go nowhere. It's a December and of course a festive season to remember. So make sure you're on Santa's good list and not on the naughty list because all the songs are for good people, all right? If you're naughty, don't worry. We're going to be playing you some Akamu by Speed Darlington. Stay with me now, don't go nowhere. Yeah, so it was a wonderful, wonderful outing yesterday. I was also there. There was tons of various varieties to taste from. There was a lot of dancing. Big shout out to the Enugu State Commissioner of Tourism who also showed up to give us wonderful vibes. She danced with us and make sure that the event was lively to the very end. Big shout out to y'all who turned up. Big shout out to you, Cecilia, for coming to the Volts HQ yesterday to pick up your tickets. It really meant the world to me to see you. And I hope today is as beautiful as your smile, because today you're going to be dancing for me wherever you are. And yes, so today is the time where you can let me know what kind of songs you're feeling so I can play that for you right here. All right, just before we go back into the show. All right, On the Moon by Chike is coming up right about now. song by none other than Speed Darlington was for all the naughty children who have decided that they are not going to call in today. But if you decide to call in, the numbers to dial are 0706 048 5853, or you can call me on 0915 570-8347. It's an amazing day out here in the city of Enugu, and it's not just an Akamu day, like Speed Darlington said. It's one of those days where we're reflecting on the sort of events that went down yesterday that most of us in Enugu attended and was a massive success. And I'm talking about, drum rolls now, the most anticipated Opa Festival. Oh yes, make some noises for yourself. First things first, right? A massive shout out to the organizers of the just concluded Oba Festival. It was held yesterday, the 8th of December, at the iconic Amadio Event Center here in Enugu State. Chai, my people. When I really know how to turn up. Anyways, that festival was not just an event, it was a movement, a celebration of culture, identity, heritage, and Enugu's pride wrapped in flavor and, of course, festival energy. Special appreciation goes out to every one of you who showed out yesterday, and a very big thank you to the Honorable Commissioner for Tourism Enugu State, Dame Ugochi Madueke. Big Mama, I thank you so much. Your seeing yesterday really brought smiles to the entire crowd. For your support, your presence, and encouragement, it means a lot to the people of Enugu. And of course, Mama, the shows in this lovely town, we look forward to every one of them. And yes, I want to salute the Oba Festival Planning Committee as well. Y'all really turned up. And of course, Enugu turned up as well. The cultural ambassadors and performers. Also, we saw the vendors who fed the crowd, came out with their astonishing Oba recipes, let us know what's really cracking behind the kitchen. What a time in the city. And of course, big shout out to the security teams who did their work so brilliantly, ensuring that those who had their tickets were let in, and of course on time to have fun with the rest of the people in this town. The networking was top notch, and of course big shout out to the media partners as well. And well, if we're talking about people I should really shout out to, yeah, I'm not forgetting the Enugu youths who turned up in thousands. Yes, so when you hear about Enugu being the 042 city, yeah, it means the people who show up for their people. Yes, and this is one of those reasons. And well, everyone who made history by attending the first of its kind festival, big ups to every one of you. Chai, massive energy out there in the city. And I really know how to pour love in this city, Sha. So big shout out to every one of you who showed out yesterday. There are more festivals to come. And well, the festival boosted local tourism. If you had noticed, we had different beautiful people from all around the southeast, not just within Enugu. We also want to make a big shout out to all the amazing women we saw yesterday who showed up in their numbers. So behind the commissioner, there were a ton of ladies who came bringing their own uniqueness, and of course to the gentlemen who I saw vibing out like no man's business. Enugu really is that city of swag. You understand? Like swag in a dorko continuously. And well, if you think our swag is not Darren Oko, you have probably been to Jos where the code is just unimaginable, and yeah, you're just getting used to the whole thing. So anyways, it gave vendors a national visibility to let them know that they are not alone. Also, it cemented Enugu as a cultural powerhouse, and of course, attracted influencers and celebrities of every kind. We saw some very notable dignitaries yesterday, aside the commissioner. Also, we are reinforcing Opa as a symbol of 042 identity. Just like Zo and Prince Chijoke said a few days before the festival took place, that this is our own cultural thing. Opa Dioko is one Enugu delicacy you cannot afford to mix up. I mean, Lagos has amala and ewedu, right? Calabar has fisherman soup. River State has bole and all that sweet orishi. And then when you come to Anambra, yes, in the bang, we have our lovely Ofo Nubu and of course Oha Soup. But when it comes to this city, this beautiful state of Enugu, the coast city, oh yes, the heartbeat of entertainment of the Southeast region, we have what we call our fluffy but sweet Opadioku. And of course, every one of us who turned up yesterday had that reinforced belief that our bar is not going anywhere. So big shout out to every one of you who showed up yesterday, and big shout out to every one of you who would still show up for more events. And of course, it's going to be a shutdown in the city of Enugu. Yeah, so we're setting a new standard for December events in the southeast, and you can be part of the people who make sure that this event reaches every corners of the earth. All right, so we're going to dive right into all the sizzling topics because today Enugu State is truly breaking boundaries from music to movies to food tourism. Well, I must add, if you missed the Oba Festival, I beg. Let it not be like one foodie to another. I'm not begging you to come out and enjoy yourself. I beg, go and register for next year because that one go really choke. You understand the hair. So yes, from one foodie to another, my wonderful people in this wonderful city. Yes, so I'm in the apple at this time at this point in time, and the apple is doing you like it's nodding you Uche. Hey, tell Uche to please pack one side so that you can finally focus on this December outings and of course the Opa Festival coming up just as well. All right, it's going to be such an amazing time in the city in this December going forward in 2026. And of course, all we pray for is at least life. Once we have life, we have good health, everything is attainable. And yes, so the people of Enugu showed up yesterday to reinforce that belief in so many words. All right, big shout out to the MCs as well who made the show worth attending. MC Ajebo, and of course all the amazing people who showed up behind him, the hype men and the hype women alike. Wow, what a time. And just before we dive into all this numerous gist, right? The hotline is open at this time. I want to know if you attended the Alpa Festival yesterday, which variety of events stood out for you. The numbers to dial are 0706 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570-8347. We are out here in the city of Enugu having a wonderful time, and yes, a very clean day. And just because of that, we're rolling into more music for your entertainment, and we're kicking it off with Industry Machine by Odumodu Black. And when I come back, I'm going to be unraveling all the topics concerning Daddy Freeze versus Jesse Jacks. Well, this one, they're calling it the Titans who are involved in the Afrobeat circle, and of course the substance abuse clash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this topics and more is coming to you, powered by Volt Express, and of course, handed to you by OGO, your pilot one. Let's go right into the dance floor with Industry Machine leading the charge. Odumodu Black, my guy, has been on a roll in 2025. What a time to be alive in the Black Sheep family at this point. Yes, so stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Needless to say, is also coming up by OGO. Oh yes, you got that right. Your own OGO. Next we have Sade by Adekunle Gold coming to warm us with the sweet serere tunes from Adekunle, letting us know all the wonderful things Sade has done for him and more. And next we have Happy People by Adewale Ayuba. My goodness, you know, when I listen to a song like this one, it just reminds me of the amazing faces I see every day in the city of Enugu, right? Sometimes they are frowning, but I feel like why they're frowning is because that daily 2K hasn't been made before the December to 25th to rush hour ends, right? But don't worry. You see all the fine faces I'm seeing throughout the city, men, women, boys, girls, aunties, uncles, fathers, mothers, you name it. Grandmothers, grandfathers, every one of you, this song is dedicated to the people of Enugu, and of course is Happy People by Adewale Ayuba. Next we have My Baby O by Ajebo coming to you, and of course, you cannot afford to snooze because this one is about all the babies out there just for you. Next we have Dreams by Ajebo Hustlers featuring Zlatan, and more music to come. Don't go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll be taking flight into Daddy Freeze versus Jesse Jacks saga. Let's go. That's it, baby. That's it, baby. My teeth clean, my feet clean, I'm having a clean day. We ain't the same, nah. I just woke up the new pen. Remember the needed one pin in my place. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cold. The difference is saying. Bible. Hey, hey. Okay. All right, that old school jam really set the tone for the rest of the oldies in the community to finally decide to, grace us with their wonderful wisdom on a Tuesday like this one. And when we're talking about wisdom, we have two individuals who've been phenomenal in giving us words of advice on internet and, of course, letting us know what's happening in the hip hop scene. One is an iconic rap legend. The other one is a man of God turned activist and then influencer. We're sort of confused on what part is taken now, but Omar, this one they shake everywhere for certain. From Abuja to Lagos to the entire entertainment corridor, the online streets are on fire because Daddy Freeze and Jesse Jacks don't enter serious clash, and we must talk about them today. All right, so pay attention right now. People are asking the cold question: who is Jesse Jacks? Well, his real name is Jesse Gaba Abaga, stage name Jesse Jacks. And well, you might notice some similarities with the popular rap icon M.I. Abaga and of course Jesse Abaga. You've got that right. They are actual siblings. He's also a producer, rapper, musical philosopher, and well, the legendary member of the most renowned hip-hop group in Nigeria, that is Chocolate City, known for deep lyrics, spiritual eye, and complex artistry. Yes, so often regarded as one of Nigeria's most creative musical minds. And also, you're asking, who is Daddy Freeze, right? Don't worry, I got you. Ifedayo Olarinde is who that is. Also, he's an OAP, critic, media personality, and well, some are calling him a social commentator. Known for fearless hot takes, never afraid to drag anybody. If you know like your matter, just know say Daddy Freeze know like your matter. And well, how this whole outburst started was when Jesse Jacks made some cryptic statements during a conversation referencing artists losing themselves, industry pressure, people using substances to cope with fame. You can imagine all that now. It was nothing serene he was talking about. These were all facts and actual happenings in the industry he was highlighting. On the other hand, Daddy Freeze responded on his platform saying musicians need accountability and cannot keep blaming the industry for their vices. Jesse Jacks then fired back, indirectly accusing some media voices of misunderstanding artists, using controversy for attention, being insensitive to mental struggles, which is a lot of influencers really do, right? They don't get the full picture, but they dive right in like sharks and just va all over the place when the agenda does not sit right with them. Anyways, Freeze escalated, calling for drug test and transparency in the music industry, right? And well, boom, social media, as you expected, exploded. Well, the bigger problem now is that substance abuse in 2025 celebrity culture has become a norm. This is where we talk about all the things that celebrities been doing for a long time now that seems to have found its way as a part of daily lives in today's society. Like, celebrities always coming out to let upcoming artists feel like if they don't go on set and sewa, like it's popularly called, that you've not yet arrived, and if you're not sewaring with the big boys, you probably are not doing it right. And like a very wise woman said, right, we take examples like Cristiano Ronaldo, who's also a very formidable name in not just the entertainment industry but also in the sports and every global news, right? Very impactful in every endeavor he has done in the past 14, let's call it 30 years, right? Of course, we've seen him grow. And a lot of people are comparing the lifestyles of these people, right? Talking about how he managed to navigate fame, turn into a responsible father, responsible husband, responsible role model for the rest of the kids out here who are looking up to him, right? Why can't that be the same thing with our Nigerian artists? Why do they keep pushing the younger generation into a life that is not sustainable? And I think this is one of the things that has really riled Daddy Freeze up over Jesse Jacks' comments. And of course, there's so much you can blame the industry for, and there's so much you can blame yourself for, because I noticed some patterns, right? New artists coming into limelight, they want to mix with the big boys. They want to do exactly what the younger generation, the older generation are doing, sniffing this, puffing that, drinking this, drinking that. You see the effects on their characters and, of course, sometimes their health as well. A few months ago, we were celebrating how T.J. Omori, who is a renowned director, could bounce back from a almost what some are calling a fatal liver kidney issue, allegedly, right? And we saw how he was able to navigate with all the pressure he was facing financially back to health, right? Nursing himself from that kind of scenario, because of substances like fake drinks from different clubs. And, allegedly, it was one of those times where he finally had that reckoning within himself to say, you know what, all this bad lifestyle stuff, at the end of the day, is just going to add more problems and more stress. So he said, you know what, Lagos, and of course the artists down there, we need to do better in what we are portraying to outsiders. This whole drinking, excessive, staying out late and not getting enough sleep, intoxicating yourselves with smoke and inhalants like that, well, at some point is going to tell on you. And yes, so the bigger problem here is this is one issue that seems to not be going anywhere anytime soon. All right. Also, there's a lot of pressure on entertainers. The fame is getting louder, and with fame getting louder means you need more stimulants to get you in the right zone, in the right frame of mind, in the right spirit to be able to turn up and maximize that ginger. Right. Yes. Also, social media is not also helping matters because there's a lot of comparisons with one artist doing better than the other artist, and then there's a whole lot of which team is pulling in more numbers, which team is getting more money out of all the streaming labels, execs, and of course A&Rs in general. And well, there's a whole lot of competition out there that has set the tone for a whole lot of pressure on entertainers. Also, we're seeing expectations being risen to unimaginable standards at this point. A lot of people are talking about if you can't do it in New York City, if you can't do it in Chicago, if you can't do it all the way in Illinois, you are really not doing anything. And well, I think that's a very false way of giving accolades, right? Because you can take away the work someone is doing on a national level and then comparing it with somebody who has worked overtime with many years to achieve that international recognition and then think that the young cats who are coming up will just get to that level. There's a whole lot of what they call it, pressure when it comes to letting people know what is right, especially with this artist now that's coming up with a lot of lyrics, your body na meat pie, Shaka Buluzi, Glora Buruzi, even Namani Buluzi. Like there's a lot. Map by me now. Anyways, this is what has really taken a lot of artists out of the eyes of artistic people now into the eyes of people who are, well, more or less in that same bracket of substance abuse. Also, we're looking at how celebrities in 2025 constantly trend for arrests, rehab stories, leaked videos, overdose scares, and of course public meltdowns, which is a very serious thing. But I promise you, on a very good day, we're going to talk about artists who have been involved in this sort of scenarios and how it can, at least be reduced when other artists emerging look up to them in good light, right? Yes, so there's a lot going on. We will touch in due time. Also, the culture of hard guy. Wow. Artists feel they can't show weakness. Yes, I mean, sometimes you show weakness and people want to take advantage of that. People want to look at you like the smaller man. But I'm telling you, right, from an artist to you out there who's looking to find a path into the music industry, I must tell you, yeah, they say don't show no signs of weakness, but I must admit it, there are some times where showing no signs of weakness is actually harder than showing signs of weakness, right? And I'm not talking about unnecessary crying or looking for every shoulder or arm to pat you on the back and tell you you're doing right. Sometimes it just comes within, right? It's the aura you bring to an environment that lets them carry you along so far, right? If you bring an aura of you're dependent and you're not able to find your feet in an industry that you know is highly competitive, and in an industry you know that nobody really send anybody to an extent, right? You understand? It takes absolute grace, to find the right team to surround yourself around. And I think there's a lot of issues a lot of artists are facing, right? They're trying not to show that, you know what, I need people, and go out of their way to sabotage themselves. That is really, really an issue we need to face as creatives. Also, they are afraid to talk to their managers, and of course, managers are afraid to talk to them as well, because nobody wants to get fired. Imagine somebody paying you to do a job and you're telling the person straight up, you know what, boss, I don't think this your character is flying. Let's take, for example, the greatest artist, and of course, the greatest performer of our time in this era, with videos highlighting his character over the years. And of course, nobody really is telling him, what's Bernard, this thing you're doing is not making sense. You see what I'm talking about? Now, this is the issues a lot of people have. I mean, this guy has managers. A lot of artists who are emerging, have structures which are put in place, but sometimes that structure forgets to put the artist as well in check, and the artist forgets to listen to words of wisdom, which is very important if you want to get to the next level of your phase. Also, fans glorify toxic behavior way too much. You see a guy is very clear as daylight, and the next thing everybody is talking about, his confidence is top notch, he's clocking it in the right direction, clock it here, clock it there, and you forget that you're clocking this guy in a destructive path. He comes out, talks unruly to the camera, disregards people around him, talks to the females like they don't mean anything, and then people are talking about, that's a top boy feeling right there. Let's blow him up and make him the next global sensation, which is very, very fox, right? And it's really sending the wrong message to the younger generation. You're teaching them how to be insolent. You're teaching them how to be nonchalant. You're also teaching them that to get to certain levels of life, you need to disregard every single person who has held you down from day one, and of course find new people that don't make no sense. All right, so fans sometimes play a huge role to why artists swing from one good character to a negative light. And well, when he finally has that meltdown, or that artist, or he or she has that meltdown, a lot of people now come and term it as, he was immature, or he didn't do what he was supposed to do, he didn't listen, he didn't do that, da. And how that always spirals out of control totally. Well, Free's point is he's calling for industry accountability, honest conversation, and of course, zero glorification of drugs. All right. Jesse Jacks also has raised very solid points. He's saying artists are humans as well. Fame is mentally draining, which is true. I must confess, it is absolutely true, because every time when you step out of your house, somebody wants to take a picture with you, right? Yeah, it makes sense. That's why you can never see Flavor Nabanya in places like Spa regularly, or you can never see Fino Fino in places like Spa regularly. I mean, I'm not going to call myself because, hey, I might go to Spa and I pass. Nobody go really know, say, Ojo did it. But when we're talking about big names and global brands, right? We're talking about Wizkid, who cannot do what Ojo would do, right? I could go to Spa now, have an ice cream, maybe have my favorite snack, have a shawarma and something, and go home. And then we see somebody like, let's say, who's the closest person we know, right? Maybe a familiar name like Odumodu Black comes into Enugu, and the next thing, the whole ShopRite mall has erupted. Everybody's screaming, Black Chef for life, at a walk stars and whatnot, and he's in a mood, he pulls out a Blackwood and he is just blazing throughout, right? Now, these are the things we're also looking at. Sometimes fame is mentally draining and can lead this artist into certain illicit ways that they never thought were possible. I mean, look at OD's mom, who is a renowned churchgoer, right? But anyways, we're not going to talk about Odumodu Black right here. Big shout out to his mom, who's very instrumental to his growth, and big shout out to the Black Sheep and of course Anti-Wild Gangster crew as well. Well, we're going to be diving also into more topics right here. And of course, this is the part where we talk about the hot take. And just before we talk about things that are really important to us. We're going to be diving into more music just for you. And yes, 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 the hot take has a lot to do with both men and, of course, women, right? So I'm going to be asking you a few valid questions when we come back. And yes, so I expect answers from you today. All right, so stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Sexy Lady by Orishifemi featuring Davido will be coming right up. And next, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to party with me today? I'll be playing you some very cool Rema song titled Fun, because for real, all I want to do is have fun today. You get me? All right, as much as we're talking serious topics today, I will be dancing with you on the dance floor, and of course showing you these amazing moves I've been prepping for a long weekend. All right, let's go right into it with Fun by Rema. Next we have Olufumi Yo Chai Chai Chai. Okay, I'm not gonna mess up that song because Style Plus is an actual legend. I met Style Plus one time back in 2013. Remarkable group of people, remarkable voices they have, and of course, well, I must tell you that Olufumi is one song that remains unforgettable in our Afrobeat history. Let's dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. All the songs and more coming up right now just for you. Let's go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a blast on this Tuesday. And well, while we're in the festive season, please, like I said, look out for yourselves. Ensure that your security is of utmost priority. Look out for your health. Look out for your siblings, whoever is close to you, your neighbors as well. All right. Yes. So una they make me happy. Me say I go allow una just they mesevu. Anyhow, though, I'll see y'all again tomorrow. It's all love from me to you, and of course from the Volt 104.3 FM crew. It go be.